Okay, let's learn about the Chavacano language. Chavacano is a Spanish Creole language that's spoken in the Philippines, right? It's the only Spanish Creole language that's spoken in the Philippines. And it's the only one in Asia, the entire continent of Asia, that's spoken as a Spanish Creole. And the language itself is a Spanish Creole. It's not Spanish itself. It's not a dialect of Spanish. It doesn't have anything related to the Spanish language. It's just a Spanish Creole. So it is a separate Creole language. It's a Creole language. But what kind of Creole is it? It's a Spanish Creole, just how we have French Creoles, Malay Creoles, English Creoles, Portuguese Creoles, like so many different Creole languages. This one is just Spanish. Why? Because Spanish, the Spanish language is its substrate, meaning it has a base of Spanish, right? The base language was based on Spanish, right? So it had a strong influence from Spanish, while the superstrate languages would be the local languages that influenced it, meaning depending on the region, or yeah, depending on the dialectal region that Chavacano was spoken, these superstrate languages would have influenced the Spanish substrate. Now, in regards to dialects, right? Because Chavacano isn't just spoken in one area; it's spoken in different areas of the Philippines. Um, it has dialects mainly in Zamboanga, and of course in the north, like in Cavite and Ternate. Though I'm not sure about the status of the northern ones. Mostly, we're just gonna focus on the Zamboangueño dialect, right? The Ternateño, Caviteño dialects can, I guess, I don't know. I just don't know much about the north, but since me being from Mindanao, I know a lot more about the Zamboangueño dialect, and there's more resources about the Zamboangueño dialect over the other dialects, right? Now that isn't to say like because these dialects are spoken in different areas of the country, that doesn't mean that they don't understand each other. There is a degree of mutual intelligibility, meaning that these two these two dialect speakers of the same language, this Chavacano language, um, can understand each other to a degree, right? So the Zamboangueño one is the one that's actually more popular. Why? Because there's more learning resources for it. It's a part of the multilingual or the mother tongue based multilingual education, right? It's that language. It's a part of the regional co-official languages or regional official languages spoken, and it's also used in media. You hear it in music, you hear it in the news on television, right? You hear it everywhere because it acts as Chavacano Zamboangueño acts as a lingua franca in the Zamboanga region. So people and migrants of other places will learn this language as a common language in the area, right? The status, the health, and the perspective of this language is actually good. There's more awareness about the Chavacano language, and I think people are becoming more aware of how important this language is to their culture, to their identity, and into their region. So, Chavacano is definitely one of those languages that's getting attention lately, right? Um, what else can I say about this? So yeah, it is the only Spanish Creole, again, spoken in Asia, spoken in the Philippines, and it is evidence, and it's kind of like a legacy left behind that the Philippines does have a strong Hispanic connection, right? So that's one of the evidence right there. Speakers of Chabacano are it's easier for them to actually learn Spanish per se, or sometimes Portuguese, but Spanish is very much an easy language for Chabacano speakers, just because of the vocabulary, an immense amount of vocabulary. Grammar, I'm not quite certain, but vocabulary definitely plays a big role if Chavacano speakers want to learn Spanish. And actually, most Chavacano speakers do learn Spanish as a second language or as a next language, um, if they do want to learn a foreign language, besides English, that is. But yeah, the Chavacano language, it's an important part of Philippine culture identity, and it's even recognized as a Hispanic element from institutions like the Instituto de Cervantes and Spanish organizations.